I love playing this song. A Dangerous Place is the name of the song. This episode is called A Dangerous Song for a variety of reasons. But what I wanted to do for you today on this episode of Raw and Unfiltered, not really getting into a hardcore song deconstruction. This is one of the songs that's going to be on the ER album, of course. And there's 3 songs that are slated for solo or single releases, and this is one of them. We got one kick-ass song, which is this song. Then we're going to do a ballad, and then we have another song that I think is also going to make a great single. So, but what I wanted to talk about with A Dangerous Place is, again, without going into hardcore song deconstruction, which I will do. I will do that once the album comes out. And like I did with all the Resurrection of Black songs. So go back to other Raw and Unfiltered episodes here on this YouTube channel to check those out. By the way, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. There's songs or content that you want me to share regarding the Laire journey, my journey, musically, or any stories you want to hear about, or whatever. Just, you can always reach out and let me know. But please subscribe, share, tell your friends, and hit the notification bell so next time I release another episode or anything else regarding Laire, you'll be the first to know. All right, so the thing that I wanted to really hit home is the fact that playing with not only just real musicians, but like guys who are from another planet, the musicians who are just so on top of their game, really makes you have to step up to your game. And I just want to really talk about that connection of musician playing with another real musician, playing with another real musician. And if you are a musician, if you're in a band, you have the right musicians together, you guys are working together, it is really a psychic experience. It really is a psychic experience because you're so tuned into each other, right? And I've felt this many times playing gigs, especially playing live, but even in the recording studio. You're doing your thing, and then somebody plays something, and you're like, "Oh, that was cool," and it inspires you to do something else. That's really listening to each musician, and that is so key. And that's something that, if any piece of advice that I want to share with you, if you are a musician, is when you're playing in a band, listen, okay? Pay attention, because, how many times have you gone and it's like you go to see a band and everybody is great individually, but put together, you can tell they're just in there, I'm just playing my part. They're not even paying attention or even listening to what the other band members are doing. It's communication. That is the thing. It is a communication. You are talking with each other, giving visual cues maybe, but musically you are communicating. You're talking to each other, and you got to pay attention to that. That's what makes bands so great. This band was incredible because everybody was working together as this one unit. And man, does that sound great. And it really is a psychic thing. You kind of give a little look, and they know what you're thinking, you know what they're thinking, and it's amazing stuff. I've had that happen many times. There was a band I was playing in. It was not a rock band, but one of my best friends, who's also my harmony singer, Gina, we're doing this gig. I remember doing this gig, and the lead singer of this band that we were in, he sang sharp, and sometimes really blatantly sharp. And we were doing a thing where we're doing this 3-part harmony, and he's out of tune, man. He is not hitting the pitch. And I look over at Gina, just a glance, and we know, like, my signal to her was, hold that note, hold it, hold it, hold it, wait till he drops, so that people can hear us singing our notes in harmony together on key, so they know, hey, it wasn't us. We're not out of tune. We don't have to, act it or say anything, but she knew it. I knew it. I gave her that mental signal. Again, music mental telepathy. It's cool. It works. And we did. We held that note and it was like, see, it wasn't us. Anyway, so that's just a little funny story about being so in tune and listening to what's going on when you're playing live. But I wanted just to show you some things behind the scenes of why it's so great to play with phenomenal musicians. Again, super thrilled and excited to have the musicians that I do have playing. I don't know if I had this set up. Let's double check. We got ourselves, I got my little circle there. That's good. I'll take that. Let's see, I can even move it over on this side so we're not covering up the old logo there. Because I'm going to open up or show you the actual recording session that I have here. Let's see what we got. There it is. Beautiful. Gotta love that. Okay, so let's see. So what you're seeing here, and you can see it, that's good. Well, I want to isolate, again, I'm not going to do a whole song deconstruction yet, but I do want to isolate the bass and the drums just so that you can hear how great it is to work with these musicians. So again, we have Mike Mangini on drums, Matt Bissonette on bass. Let's go to the opening of the song, and I'll just play this for you. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Like you gotta like dig that riff that that Matt jumps in on. And that wasn't something that I told him to do. And that's the other great thing about working with great musicians, because he heard what the drums are doing right here. Okay, hold on. Right here. Ba-da-da-da. That's being locked in. Again, that's another example of paying attention to what the other musicians are doing. Mike's going baka baka bang, on the toms and the kick. And Matt was right on it. Ba-da-da-da, which really locks it in. Right here. That's just great stuff. Now, what I do want to show you is I want to isolate the drums and the bass, but we'll start with the drums so you can hear how incredibly tight this opening is. So this is drums only. We'll take it from that same spot, and then we'll jump to the rest of the introduction here. I mean, listen to this. Is so great and just brings that fire and that energy, because when the song breaks down into what the verses are, it's this great, I wrote a 10/4 time signature pattern where you're going, well, of course, or I'm playing the 8th. I got to remind myself I'm playing the 8th string. So you got, let's see, I could probably pull that up sound-wise here. Let's see, let's do this. Let's see, you should be able to hear it. Well, maybe not. Oh, I know why. Nope. Okay, that's all right. No big deal. But anyway, you'll hear the pattern that he comes in on when the song starts. So let's start it from here. Oh, whoops. Let's do this and this. Here we go. Just simple thing, right? But it's very powerful. Simplicity is a good thing, right? That's when the vocals come in. That's some bass in there so you can hear it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the guitar on the 8th string utilizing almost all the 8 strings for this. So you have that, you know, definitely the low sound strings in there, which really gives it a beefy, you know, badass, energetic sound. But you know, again, the point is when you're playing with musicians who are just so spot on, man, it's really fantastic. The other thing I wanted to show you, I guess, I was going to be able to get the guitar playing through the session, but for some reason I'm not able to get it to do that, but that's okay. Yeah, I think you could still hear the guitar. And there's also 6-string guitar. So you got the low, right? Then with the 6th string, you got an octave higher, right? So for example, I'm going to take out the, I'm just going to leave drums. We've got bass drums and the 6th string, which is this, an octave higher. And then when it comes to the chorus, when we get into that 6/8, I wasn't going to do a whole song deconstruction, but there's just some things that I want to show you when we're changing time signatures, going from, you know, 10/4 to 8/4 to 6/4. So here we're going to start with the 8/4 section, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What I like about that, because you still got the 8th string holding that bottom end with that real aggressive rumble, but the chords for the 6th string, you hear that? I know it's not super loud, but it's a great sound. Instead of just going a normal minor chord, letting the those other 2 strings ring out, your E string and your B string. So you got this, right? This common tone of this E. So you got 2. We go for the F sharp minor, but then instead of playing just a normal A, we're going to get back to that common tone and keep those strings open again. And then bar it. So you got right? Just again, thinking of playing things a little bit differently, just to give it some flavor, you know, and that's what you're getting here. And then when you add the 8 strings, just fills it up. Really cool. The other thing that I wanted to show you in regards to how musicians, when real musicians get together and we're just like really locked in, check out, and this was all, again, not planned out, this section of the song. Whoops, did I cut something out? I may have. Oh, I see. Let's go down here. Oops. All right. All right, so when we get to this one section where we're back into that riff, right? Because we're doing this riff. So this section here, I just want to share this with you because it's just amazing how Mike did this great improvisational drum fill, not really a solo, but man, it fits so well. So I want you to hear this. I'll take the guitars out. This is just bass and drums. Listen to what he does. He starts with the riff. We establish that, and then he goes into this roll, and you got to hear it. Okay, here we go. Now he's improvising. Ah, man, love it. But that's what happens when you're playing with real musicians and good musicians who just lock into what each person is doing by listening to each other. It is such a great thing and such a great experience. It's something that you experience not only live, of course. Live, I mean that when things are really locked in live, that and you're feeding off the energy from the audience. I mean, there's nothing better than that, right? It kicks ass. I love playing live. I love playing live. But even in the studio, when everybody is locked in, that same energy that you exude when you do perform live is there. It's there. So freaking cool. Anyway, that's all I wanted to really share with you today. Now, a dangerous place, I say a dangerous song, because look out, man. There's some really kick-ass playing in this. But again, this song, a little background is I do take from personal experience describing about how my grandparents, they came to this country here in the United States to escape their persecution from the countries that they were in Hungary and in Poland. And they had to go through Ellis Island. They had to, squeak by into being allowed to stay in the country and build a life from scratch with having pretty much nothing. So yeah, I get it. That was just my grandparents. So, but that's what the song is about. It talks about that and talks about how, the world really is a dangerous place. It really is with things that are going on now. I'm not going to get a whole political discussion because, again, I want to entertain as a musician, not just go on some tangent because there's plenty of people who are doing that, and I think that's enough. Now, you can take action to do things, and that's a good thing. Anyway, but that's basically what the song is about. And it's like, hey, we paid our dues, and so don't try to stop us from not achieving our goals and taking care of our family. Basically, is what the song's about. Anyway, so if you are in a band and you are a musician and you're playing live and you're recording in the studio, and put a good group of people together, right? The infamous John Lennon quote about the Beatles. He's like, he goes, "Yeah, we were a good band." And I've heard other people say about or maybe it was John Lennon that said it, I forget, but they say, like each of us individually, we may not be the best musicians in the world, but you put us together and man, it was magic. And that's the key, right? That's the key. That's why you listen to what everybody else is doing when they're playing, because it makes such a difference, such a difference. And I love sharing A Dangerous Place with you as an example of how everybody listens to each other and creates this musical magic. It's a beautiful thing. So again, if you're a musician, listen. Use your ears. Don't just be so focused on your part. Listen to everybody's part, because that's just going to make it even better. All right. Hey, before we go, again, your assignment when you're out and about in the world, smile at a stranger, say hello to them. All right. Give them a compliment, because that small gesture of kindness can make the world of difference in somebody's life. So be a lifesaver. You could be a lifesaver. You really could. Someone who's maybe really, really, really depressed, and you're not going to know because they hide it. We hide it with our masks that we wear, right? Maybe you will save their life. Maybe you'll just make them feel better about themselves. So do that, all right? Be good humans. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have another episode of Raw and Unfiltered for you in the future. And again, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm just thrilled to take you on the Laire journey as we are continuing to work on this fantastic album, ER. I'm I can't wait to get this out so that you have a chance to listen to it. And boy, once we get all this part of it done, then we can really start focusing on getting out there and playing live. Which doesn't mean that probably going to do another Laire's Lounge. Maybe I'll do one here on YouTube where you can, well, I'll do some live performing. At least I could do that. Either, probably here in the studio, maybe play to some of the recorded tracks that we've done. So I have these musicians virtually playing as I perform, but we'll do some things as well. Anyway, have a great week. We'll be talking to you soon. Thanks so much for tuning in to Raw and Unfiltered.